Hello and welcome. And on today's show, we have another willing volunteer. I'm very grateful to Lee to come on to my show today because, um, as we were just saying off air, that I know that in the West, we aren't typically taught how to heal. And there I come along and say, oh, you can heal from this and heal from that with my method. I mean, I have been studying for 35 years and I have great intention to help those who want my help. And I have many, many resources. And I created the PainFree Method, an easy three-step process to go from pain to pain-free. But I naturally people will be skeptical. What's this thing then? How can you help me? So I was called to do these moments for those who would like to be guided live on air, so that you can see. Of course, whoever I'm guiding is going to get the benefit of this hour together, where I guide you pain to pain free, but also everyone who's listening, this is how you do it. So just copy and paste what you hear for your condition, for your symptoms, for your life. So just to set expectations straight away, this is something I teach in a 90-day program, the Pain to Pain Free 90-day program. And it takes 90 days, in my experience, to learn and understand and integrate how to be pain to pain free. Having said that, some people do find that 90 days, 3 months is just the right amount, and off they pop, and they don't need many more. Off they pop, and they continue using the method. But for many, including myself, healing takes as long as it takes. It takes as long as it takes. There may be lots of blocks and resistance within that. And the method is very straightforward and simplistic, as Lee, you know that, isn't it? You've been with me a little while. But our own inner journeys can be very challenging or blocking or resisting, and that kind of thing can get in the way. So how far we're going to get in 1 hour is very dependent on the moment and how you feel, Lee, or whoever lets me guide them on the call. So let's just be open to the change that you want and set intentions right now. So Lee, if we can just, in your mind, you don't have to say anything, just set your intention for how you want to feel on this call. How do you want to feel by the end of it? What see yourself walking away from this? See yourself being in the state and the mindset and everything that you want. How do you see yourself walking away in the way that you want? So setting intentions is really, really powerful, and your whole body, your emotions, your mind will reflect where you focus. And me too. I'm going to just take a moment too to set my intentions for being here with you and for everybody listening on the call. What do we all want from this call, and what do we want to get ourselves out of this exchange and connection? And just let me know when you're ready and we'll start healing.
Okay.
Wonderful. Okay, so what are you doing this for, Lee? What do you want help with today?
Okay. I want help with a reoccurring pain that I get that starts like at the base of my skull on the left side and it travels down my neck and sometimes it wraps around my shoulder blade. So today it's doing the wrapping around my shoulder blade. So if I move in certain positions, um, I am really aware of it.
Okay, so let's just be with it. Just put your mind's eye to it, and if it's easier to see, close your eyes, if you know what I mean. And just be with that pain in wrapping around shoulder blade. I'm just going to give you a moment just to be with it, meet it where it is. And one of the cool things for those who haven't come across me before, or the pain-free method, is that how do you release things? You connect to it. And there's a lot of background behind that, but and I'll put the link in the show notes to come on to a taster session, or apply to come on this call and be one-to-one with me. So while I'm talking, Lee's just being with that pain. And let's dive into what is it, because it's never just the pain. The pain is like the starting point of separation. And what we want is to come into flow and connectedness. And pain shows you where to begin that. So being present with your problem or condition or worry, whatever it is, that's the starting point. And let's go a bit deeper. What's next all about? Next are about opinion, and changing ideas and changing direction, because that's what your neck does. It lets in nutrition and voices your voice. It's a place to voice. And it wraps around. What wraps around you? Let's just dive into what is this pain? What is it? Wraps around. It's reoccurring. What's reoccurring in you? Yeah.
Mm. It's got these different sensations. So, like at the base of my skull, which even though I was focused on the shoulder just before, but it kept taking me to the base of my skull, it
Hmm.
feels like there's something heavy and blocking.
Mm.
And the wraparound feeling, it's it's like being it's like being caught up in something. You know, like
Mm.
if you wanted to like I don't know, you were crawling under a barbed wire fence and you got sort of hooked up and or thorns, and every time you tried to get out, you can't because it's kind of tangled around.
Mm. What's all that about? Has anything else made you feel like you're tangled around? You're tangled around.
Um,
What's all about?
yeah, I feel as if there's been situations in my life which have just felt like massive responsibility that I can't let go of, and like where people have been dependent on me, and I don't have a sense of freedom.
Hmm. Okay, so that's an I am statement right there. That's a who are you? I don't have a sense of freedom. So that's something I would love you to take away with you off this. I don't have a sense, I'll just write it down myself, of freedom. This is a statement. I am statements is the truth of what you are and who you are right now. They keep us grounded, they keep us connected to who you really are and what's your purpose in this moment, in this life. So in human terms, it's like, what do you mean I don't have a sense of freedom? I want freedom or whatever. But don't fight it. That's an I am statement. So repeat it or meditate, use it in meditation, or just repeat it now and again, especially if things are tricky and you're feeling tangled around and everything or responsible. Remember, I don't have a sense of freedom. That's you right now. For I don't know why, it's just an I am statement. It's a fact right now. So it's a truism. It's really important to remember who you are right now. I don't have a sense of freedom. So let's dive into that. Where is that statement in you? People depend on you, can't let go. Where's can't let go in you? Where do you feel that in you? Where do you feel these expressions in you?
I guess
Where
it takes me to my solar plexus.
Let's go there. So one of the rules of the pain-free method is follow, 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 follow the sensations. And it might be a physical thing, it might be an emotion, it might be a memory, it might be a thought. Follow like a child. Follow like a feather that's being, flown around by the wind. Just trust. How does your solar plexus feel? One of the four actions here.
It feels it feels like there's a sort of deep, empty sensation,
And where do you feel that deep and empty?
like going in from my solar plexus, sort of deep into it.
Stay present with it because it's kind of like you answered the same thing, which means it's right there. So let's just stay present with that deep and empty solar plexus and deep in the way that you feel it. And let's bring in some breath now, because so far what we've been doing is connecting. Connecting is the key of healing and the first of four actions that begin the whole process of pain release. And let's bring in the next action, which is soften and breathe. So it's connect, feel where it is, soften and breathe, and what do you want instead? Those four little actions that begin the process. So bringing in some breath and just being with that deep and empty solar plexus. Maybe be aware of the whole of you and bring in some softening and breathing. Soften your face, soften the place between your eyes. Soften and breathe. And instead of deep and empty, what do you want?
I guess I want it to feel soft and balanced.
Mm. And where are those things in you? Soft and balanced. Where's soft in you? Where's balance? Have you ever felt that before? Bring in some breathing. You know what you want, you know what you don't want. You know where the deep and empty is, and you know you want soft and balanced, and breathe in between that. And if nothing comes, it's okay. Just be in this place right now. Soft and balanced. Don't want this, you want that. Soften and breathe. Deep, slow breathe. Can you change? Let's check in with your mindsets. Can you have soft and balance?
It feels like it's around like my heart area and
What the soft and balance is? Great.
mm,
Okay, so this can go on the helpers list. So when you want to change from pain to pain free, the first things to begin is connection. It's the four actions. Connect to thing without reacting. Connect to the thing you don't want. And notice your reactions, but don't be in the story. Just be aware of it, which isn't always easy, but that's what you got to do. Where is it? And soften and breathe. Say what you want instead, the four little actions. But then we can add, once you're connected up with these four important actions, then you can add helpers. You can add, go to this area because that's where soft and balanced is. Can I call it the chest? Is that okay?
mhm,
Upper body, chest, or you know what you mean. And you can use that movement because you did that movement, you did circles on your chest for those listening in. Um, use that. So when you feel tangled up and caught in something and heavy, here can be a helper. Start with your four actions, especially the connection, but you can add a helper. You can do this, you can do circles on your chest, you can go to the chest because that's where soft and balanced is. That's where stuff you do want is. Where the stuff you do want is. Um, so circles, go to your chest, remind yourself what you want. You can say a power statement. I don't have a sense of freedom. That's who you are right now. You can breathe. You can just breathe. Breathing is one of the main number one go-tos for helpers. The first helper is just breathe. Breathing takes us out of the mind, out of the head, which can be a very tricky one. A tricky, what do they call it? Tricky monkey? Monkey
mm,
mind. Um, the monkey mind creates nonsense, illusion, and then we believe it. And then our whole world will reflect that, and our emotions reflect what we think. So breathing brings us back in the body. You can do anything physical if you have a lot of stress and worries in your head. If you're in your head, if you know you are, do something physical. Go and eat root vegetables. Stand on the ground. Go swimming. Sit in the bath. Do some massaging on yourself. Do something grounding and earthing body. And you've got this lovely movement that you're naturally just called to do, circling in your chest. So that sounds perfect. Seems perfect. Okay, so where are we going from here? Let's do a circle back to your what you came in with. The do you call it pain? What is the stuff in the neck? What is the sensation, the heavy and the blocking? What's going on around your shoulder blade neck right now?
well, interestingly enough, once I
Yeah.
like did that connection, once we'd done the connection and I started to circle my hand around, I smiled because I thought, oh, this is really interesting. I haven't noticed the pain in my shoulder or shoulder blade. If I, if I provoke, like if I start trying to move it and think about it, I could, try and make it happen. But like in that moment, I was almost laughing because I thought, this is mad. I'm not even feeling it. And also the heaviness that I had.
I don't know, Wait for the also. Hang on, back up. I'm not even feeling it. There's a power statement right there. I'm
Yeah,
not even feeling it. And use your power when you come out with these, they're not something we make up. We naturally ping them out and they sound like facts. I'm not, what did you say? I'm not really feeling it.
I'm not even
I'm, I'm
feeling it.
I'm not even feeling it. I don't have a sense of freedom. I'm not even feeling it. They are statements, and you can use these statements because they're connected to everything in you. They're connected to your thoughts, your feelings, your literal physical sensation. So when you say your power statements, they're like personal affirmations. When you say them when you are heavy and blocky and everything, they help to get you pain free because your brain will look for this moment in time and the reaction of your whole system that I'm not even feeling it. It'll look for the evidence of it. How do you feel about that?
It's interesting just even hearing you say that because that the what came to me at that point when I was thinking I don't have a sense of freedom, and then the I'm not even feeling it, which led on to I'm free.
Dun, dun, dun.
Like that's what just it just came in my mind. I thought I'm free.
You are, you always are, you always were, you always will be. You're free. I'm free. That's right. It's the truth. Let's just marinate a bit in that. How fabulous.
Mm.
Let's milk it now. Where's that feeling in you? Where's that statement in you? I'm free. Where do you feel that? So now what we're doing is we're pinging. Now you've said what you want and you're in a place you want to be. I'm free. It's not pain, it's free. On the other side of the scale. Now milk it so you get more of what you want. Pain free is a state of being. When we're in pain, it's a state of being. And you're the only one in the universe who can change that. It's you.
Yeah, I am free feels like it feels like almost like butterfly wings in my chest. It feels sort of like very expansive, as if I can breathe deeper.
Beautiful. So all of these places, um, connect to them when you need help. When you're on the horrible side, when you're on the pain, it's wrapping around your shoulder blades. Always start with the four actions and particular connection. Just be with it. And if you can't think of anything else, just be with it and be with it and be with it and soften your body and breathe. Just be with it. And I just want to bring in here that sometimes it's like facing the dragon. Sometimes that pain is holding a lot of perhaps resistance, a lot of story, a lot of memory, a lot of whatever it is. And it will go because it's got a lot going on in there. Be with it more. Be with it more and then be with it some more. And then have a little break and have a cup of tea and then be with it some more. Check in, is it there? Yeah, it's still there. Be with it and be with it, be with it. It's just resistance to letting go. That's all it is. But yeah, look
It's
at
very
that.
in it's very interesting how our minds do want to get involved. You know, I can almost like I was telling myself I don't need a story as to why, but the but my mind is, you know, it's busy creating one, what's going on, the pain. So it's
Yeah.
quite hard to yeah, it's quite hard to not be in your head and just be with the sensations.
Yeah, but then you're in pain and then you're making up stories, which we as you say, we
Hmm.
all do this, and this is how we function. But then you're in pain, so what do you want? So then you can come back to the four actions. Well, do you want this?
Yeah.
Sometimes we do. Sometimes we want to suffer because of whatever crazy shit, like some, sometimes I notice myself like sometimes I'm just having a really grungy, mungy, low, heavy day. I'm thinking, okay, I can't get out of this. But then maybe it's a clearing, like it's when you're doing a spring clean and you have to get all the cobwebs out and you have to meet the spiders and then that thing you rag you haven't seen for 10 years and sometimes it's mucky before you can see the light. It's nighttime before you can see the day.
Mm.
Some kind of learning. I don't know what it is. Ask God. Who knows? But sometimes we are in the poo because we want to be or need to be to learn and understand something, I suppose.
Mhm.
So, um, yes. Um, You choose. You can choose. Where are you? What state are you? How do you? And this is comes to there are three stages in the pain-free method. Three steps. The first is do this clearing thing. So you're in a free place and anything else you want. The second step is to do regular healing actions, daily actions that keep you ticking over. Because yes, we do, especially if you've had trauma or difficult things or challenges, ongoing challenges in life. These things will naturally pull you down because
Mhm.
they are big things, whatever they are. So this is where step two comes in, that we do regular healing actions. And this is equivalent to brushing your teeth every day. Um, what do you need to be in a good place? What makes you feel good? It might be go in the garden or put oils on all the time. It might be ring a good friend. It might be have a cry. It might be meditate every day. It might be eat oranges because you love them. So the regular the regular pattern helping things that just keeps you loved up on a constant basis. It just keeps the wheel working. It's the adding the oil
Mhm.
to keep the wheel working. So that's where it stops you slipping back. Sometimes you will slip back, but it just keeps you in a place that you actually want to be. Yeah, that's right. The mind will always keep coming in. It'll fill in any gap. Oh, there's a gap. I'll come in quick. I can say something. But that's where you want to check in with yourself. How do you feel? This is where step two things come in. How do I feel? Wake up in the morning. What do I want for this day? How do I want to feel today? What, what, and keep it general. I want to be delighted. I want to be happy. I want to feel amazed. I want to be inspired. I want to be peaceful. I want to feel stillness today. Keep it general. The moment you open your eyes, what do you want for your day? In this world, what do you want today? General. And also, um, you can do things that make you feel good straight away, like perhaps have a little sip of water, um, sit and watch the birds for a moment. It doesn't take more than a few minutes. You are the captain of the ship, and you set the scene of what's going to happen in your day. You set the course for Japan. You might get waves in the way. You might get pirates in the way. You might get a leaky ship. You don't know. But the intention is you want to go to Japan. The intention is you want to have peace or happiness or whatever it is you want today. And then you navigate along the way. But the intention, set your intentions first thing. And that can really keep the mind at bay. And also a meditation practice is really, really important because it helps to keep the mind, calms the mind, gives it a job.
Mhm.
And then if you have pain, now you can really use that lovely tool, which is your mind, bring your attention to the thing you're suffering, be with it. And your mind is excellent at that. It's directional and very focused and loves information.
Mhm.
So when you have a wrapping around pain around your shoulder blade, how does it feel? That makes the mind go to the body like that. How does it feel? Well, it's here, it's there, it's wrapping around. That's the mind there, using it in a healing way. The mind meets. Do you understand that little bit?
Mhm. Mhm.
Cool. So using the mind in the correct way, the healing way. Otherwise, it'll be monkey mind and set up all sorts of craziness, which we believe, you know. You can use your breath to come into peace when things are really bad or challenging. You can just come into your breath and let all the craziness happen. Ask yourself, how can I help myself right now? What can I do to help myself? I call it an instant healer. I mean, I'm throwing lots of things at you, and Lee, you're actually in the program, so you know lots of things I'm talking about. But the main thing is meet the problem where it is, and that's with the mind. That mind does that. But the question to use is, how does it feel? Oh, my shoulder pain. How does it feel? It's wrapping around. That's the what you've done there is meet the mind to the body, and that's where release happens.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that power of intention that, like you, that there was that bit you spoke about that actually sometimes we, for whatever reason, whatever batshit crazy reason, we feel like we need to suffer or we need to be focused on our pain. I mean, goodness knows why. Perhaps it's taking us away from something else. But excuse me, the intention of the setting the intention. I had an experience in the past where I went to see a chiropractor and it was really not comfortable. I'd just gone and it wasn't a comfortable experience. So the next time I went, I set the intention to allow my body to release and let go of like all knots and blockages that were no longer wanted. Anyway, the chiropractor said that was such an easy session. So at that point, I thought, wow. So we went on to have a conversation about how I'd set this intention. And then we did some practice runs after that where I did set the intention and other times I didn't. And there was an obvious difference.
Mm.
That,
You are the captain of your ship.
yeah,
You
it really
choose.
does prove that. Yeah. And that we don't often do that. We wake up in the morning and we just sort of swan into the feeling of whatever is around us rather than making a decision. So it's a really good
Totally.
reminder.
Totally. Yeah. And, don't believe any of this stuff. Give it a go, see what happens. And there's
Mhm,
proof of your pudding
mhm.
that you've experienced. It definitely works. And keep testing it. Test the damn thing and test it again. God doesn't mind. He says, yeah, give it a go. What do you think? You don't have to do it. You have free will. You have free will. Test the damn thing out. Do something makes you feel good. Does it make you feel good? And yeah, and if you find that you're stuck in a grungy place, in a horrible place that you just doesn't matter what you do, then I would like to say that, that's what you need to be focusing on. That's where you're holding something or other. Be with the grunge. Be with the, because that's how it releases. It's a bit like shutting a dog away in a kennel that it's scared, it's frightened, it wants to get out, bark, bark, rah, 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 rah. And when you open that door, that dog is so relieved it's going to leap at you like, oh, freedom. So it's all that kind of pent up stuff and it bubbles up through the body or the emotions or the mind or whatever it is. So stay with what is, especially when you can't get away from it. Means you are calling yourself there. You're saying this bit needs attention. This horrible feeling, this horrible memory, this tangling around pain, um, it wants your attention. And in the problem is the solution by connecting to it. Let's swing around and give it another go because we don't want to. The more we talk, the more we come into the mind,
Mhm.
and which is great for us to understand, but we want to experience and be with it. What's happening in shoulders, neck, and how you feeling? Are you in the free or in the wrangling?
No, I don't have the same sensation going from the back of my head to down my neck at all. Deeper when I move around and provoke the shoulder, I can make the shoulder hurt.
So let's catch that. So when you provoke and move around, it makes it hurt. So stop it. Provoke and move. Is there a little bit of energy there in I feel? What's the provoke and move around? Have you ever provoked to move around and something hurts? Has that experience ever happened before?
Yes, I think
It
too
has.
many, I think too many times.
Okay. And any particular moment, time pinging in your mind?
I can just remember, injuries I've had where the kindest thing would have been to rest, but I wasn't kind and I just like made myself carry on moving.
And what was the result of that? What happened to
Just
you?
that struggling with pain that was sort of screaming louder, but just
Mm.
feeling as if like, oh, I've just got to get on, I've got to carry on, I've got to keep going, this sort of pressurized stuff.
And where's all that stuff in you? Where's that pressurized? Got to keep moving. Where do you feel that in you? Have you ever felt that in your life? Where's it in you? Have you ever experienced that before?
It's a bit like it's a bit like a sort of spinning energy. It feels like it spins.
Okay, and where is that spinning energy in you? So what we're doing here, just those who are listening, it's the four actions. What is it? Where is it? Soften and breathe. What do you want? This is the first process, first actions of letting go of what you don't want and bringing in what you do. Yeah, where is it? Where is it? What is it? Where is it?
It's almost as if the energy of this spinning is wider than my chest or like my torso, as if it's like spinning around and in me all at the same time.
So let's come into the breathing. So it's doing what it's doing all the time. It's spinning, and let's bring a bit of breath in here. It is what it is. Let it do its spinning thing. It's now we are engaged. We get it. We see it. We hear it. We feel it. You know what it is. Come into your breathing anyway. And instead of the spinning, what do you want?
I want, I want calm and balance.
Where are those things in you?
Feels like it's in my feet and my ankles or going up my legs.
Cool, let's go there. And one of the golden rules of this technique is just follow where you're guided. So let's go to your feet, ankles, and legs. What does it, and go back to the first one. How does it feel? What's going on there? What is it? What's going on? How do they feel right now, those areas?
They feel strong and stable.
Mm. Let's just milk it a bit more. So we come to the side that you do want. Strong and we're strong and stable in you. Have you ever felt that before? Connecting to what you want. Where is that? Soften and breathe, strong and stable. Or just be with your legs and ankles and feet. Soften
It's
and breathe.
something that moves, or it's like I feel in in my feet and in my ankles going into my legs, and then it's just as if I feel something in my core, like going through my center.
Okay. So there's another helper. When you need help, when you have tangling pain, you can go to the core of your center because that's where strong and stable is. Or you can go to your legs and feet and ankles because that's where strong and stable is and calm. There's another helper. Come into the softening and breathing. And let's come around again. So, is anything calling your attention, good, bad, or ugly? What are you being called to? Or just be in your breathing? And breathe. Keep breathing in, breathing out. Memories and thoughts might come and go. Feelings or sensations in the body might pop up anywhere. Whatever pops up, go there. It's almost like a leaky tap. It's calling your attention. You need to go there. Otherwise, it just will get more leaky. Be with it. Let the mind go to where it's being called. And that keeps the mind quiet and does its job in the useful way. Go to any tensional problem or thought or issue. If those things are outside of you, like it's in a memory or you're thinking of somebody, once you've engaged into what's going on there, bring those thoughts within you. How does that situation make you feel? Where is that feeling in you? Where is that memory in you? It's very important to bring it in within the body. Otherwise, we stay out of the body. We are literally out of the body, and we can't function in this world being out of the body. I mean, we can, but we're not really engaged. So we can't ground and earth and receive and change. We can't because we're out of the car. The car's not, it's over there. It's not going to move around without us. Your body is the same. So when you feel triggered by or thoughts and feelings or memories, reactions bubble up, or even physical sensations, notice, stay with them within the body or describe them. And where is that description within the body? And as soon as you've done that, nothing to do anything with it. It's just that's the job. Connect to it within you and then bring in the softening and breathing. And if it's a horrible thing, well, what do you want instead? It's 4 actions. Soften and breathe. If you don't know what to do, just soften and breathe. Notice what's going on in you and your thoughts and feelings and your body. Maybe clock around your body. Notice what's going on. What's going on with you? Where are you now, Lee?
Well, when you were talking, I was drawn to this almost like a patch, um, again at the back of this left shoulder, or sort of like underneath my shoulder blade. And it was like I was feeling this heated, sore, burning patch. In my mind, it almost looked like an old fossil or something that was like, how the symbolic representation was. It was just this patch there that looked like that. But the more you were talking and I was just breathing, and the more and more that I was breathing and softening and not resisting it or trying to do anything about it,
That's it. And
it
what
was
happened when you did
it was
that?
just getting less.
Okay, lovely. So it was getting less. There's another helper power statement. It was getting less. And when you have a thing you don't like, it's a message it wants to be heard. It doesn't want you to do anything with it. It wants to be heard. It wants to be engaged with. It wants you to really understand what is it. And all you have to do is just feel it and sense it and see it and say, what are you? I'm here. What do you want to tell me? How does it feel? Where are you? What is it? Where is it? What is it? Where is it? And when you're ready, bring in a bit of breath like you did. And when you're ready, say, well, instead of that, what do you want? Instead of that burning patch, what do you want? And what might you say?
I want healing and smoothness.
Yeah, let's go there then. Where's smoothness and healing in you?
It feels like it's on my skin, it's a skin thing.
Hmm.
And it's like my skin likes touch.
Great. So make sure that your skin is touched a lot because your skin likes touch. That's like an I am statement. That's a who are you job, which
Yeah,
brings us nicely. Sorry.
it's actually a way of really feeling, um, being in my body when I experience touch.
Mm.
You know,
Cool. That sounds very interesting. Yeah, so make sure that you're touched in the way that you want, that feels right for you on a regularly, even when you just touch yourself then.
mm-hmm,
So make sure that your skin has touch because it's something very important for you. But make sure it's in the way that you that's right for you, whatever that is.
mm-hmm,
And if it's just your hands like you just did there, copy note, and this comes into step one things about what helps you, or step two that you I find that people instinctively just do things and you're doing lots of hand movements. So notice your hand movements, Lee, and repeat it because it's like your natural inner guidance or your inner guides or whatever it is, your spirit. It's showing you things that help you. It's your guide. So repeat the same physical movements that you notice that you do.
mm.
There's another lovely one that look. And I heard Paul McKenna talking about. I can't remember the words and the scientific whatever it was, but he said it's like a hug from mum. It's
Mm.
that kind of childhood hug
Mhm.
from mum feeling. It's very soothing, self-soothing.
Yeah.
Um, some nerve ending. I don't know what it is about the nerve endings or hormones or whatever it is, but
Mhm.
it's a hug from mum is the way I understand it. And we all know what that feels like. Even if you didn't have a nice mum, that we innately know as children what's a nice hug from mum.
Mm.
You know? Um, so yeah, make sure that you're touched, um, your skin is touched often, even if you just do it for yourself. Especially when you're over on that side of the scale, experiencing horrible, heavy blocking pain or discomfort.
Mhm.
You could just do that. So, what the method is, as you know, is that I show you how to begin the process of change and release with the four actions. But then I hope to give you endless little simple ways, and they all help you be where you want to be, pain free or anything else. And we've covered lots of things that are specific to you. And yeah, so there's another helper. Let's come around again. What was the last thing you were saying about it was less? So that burning patch, what is that burning patch still there? What's happening? You said it was getting less. Is it still getting less? What is it now? What is it?
Yeah, it's less.
Yep, fantastic. That's even clearer. It's less, did you say? Can I put that write that
Mm.
down? It is less, is that right?
Yeah.
So make sure you use your exact words. Don't change a dot. Make sure it's your exact same words. It's very important to use the exact same words. And yeah, so when you have pain or symptoms or conditions or negative thoughts or horrible memories or whatever it is, it's like you're on that side of the scale. Use your four actions immediately. And sometimes you won't remember. Sometimes we just suffer because we do, as we talked a little bit about that. We just forget about all this stuff and we just suffer. But at some point, you remember, oh yeah, I can change this, really? Stay present with the suffering feeling. Stay present. And if it's outside of you, like it's a memory or something or a thought, um, how's this feeling? How am I reacting? How am I responding to this? What's this doing to me? Say like it hurts or whatever you say. Your description, where is that description in you? Bring it into the body. A very important part of this is come into the body. Otherwise, we stay in dreamland, which is okay. Nothing wrong with that. But the body will call you. And let me get your right words. Um, the blocking caught up with something will happen again because you've gone out of the body. So you can't get this stuff wrong.
Hmm.
If we get it wrong, the body calls us back.
Hmm. One of the things, like having done your method, is it it really brought to my attention this, like, all the loving things that we do for ourselves when we work with you, all the things that we start to remember, the things that, what does feel nice, what does soothe me, what does feed my soul, what does nourish me, like all of those things. And it's incredible as humans how we can begin to do the things that really help, like really, really help us and really make us feel better. But the most fascinating thing is the minute that we feel better, people forget to do them. And
Well,
I even,
that's where step two comes in, doing everyday meditation
yeah,
every day.
yeah. So it's that kind of, it's that remembering all the time that, if I've ever slipped up, I think, yeah, well, that's because I didn't do those things. I like,
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah.
But when we do them, it makes such a difference. But it's just such interesting human nature how, it, like, if somebody gives you something to do, or it could be something to take, like whatever you were doing, the minute people feel better, They just forget to do it.
Yeah, because you're in that role, isn't
The
it?
nature of, yeah.
And that's okay. And I mean, I don't
Mm.
know what it's like in spirit, but what I listen to a lot of ND ears these days. And what I understand about being in spirit is that it's always a conscious moment. It's always consciousness all the time, forever. And when we come into this physical realm, I think our spirit forgets that, oh, we're in a physical body with physical bills to pay and
Yeah.
house, whatever it is. So we naturally will, and things affect us all the time. The government affects us, our partner affects us, our children, the plants need pruning. Our physical world will call us all the time, and in amongst all of that, I think as I teach people this and learn being in life a bit myself, I feel like what's it for? What's it for? And I think it's to learn and grow and enjoy, feel love in this physical realm, in this physical plane. That um, this is the purpose of being here. So, of course, we feel lovely in one moment, but um, then life will trigger us again. So it's being consciously aware. It's having skills of how to get yourself into a good feeling place no matter what, when you need it, on demand. Understand what is really, what are you experiencing? What is it? What is it? And do you want to let that thing go? And that's our guidance and experiencing different things. And does that make sense to you?
Yeah, it makes sense to me, and it's brought me to a place of not running away from, not running away from pain or trying to ignore pain. It's being much more
Mm,
conscious about what's happening, and the
yeah,
sooner that we can listen, the better for us.
there it is.
Mm.
Exactly.
Mm. Yeah.
Exactly. And there's this big sort of debate about well, what about mainstream medicine and things? And I was just listening to Barbara Neal this morning, and I think she's doing a lot of interviews lately. She was talking to this Indian lady, and many times I hear her talk about, well, what about mainstream medicine? And I agree with her. She was, I think, well, sometimes we need it, but it's not a healer. It's a helper. It's in the realm of helping, not healing. Healing is a state of being, as far as I can understand it.
Hmm.
We're proving this even on this little call that healing works just like that. But what is medicine? What is Western medicine? It's a patch. It's a helper at the time of need, which is thank you, thanks goodness. Thanks goodness we have it, and even free in the UK, which is incredible. But it's not healing. And Barbara said something like that. She said, "We're now seeing it used for everything and everything, but it's gone out of its box. It's fantastic in the right places, but not for healing. It's not a healer, in my opinion. So definitely use Western medicine where needed, if you need it. But if you're ready to let things go, connect with it, be with it, listen to the pain. It's an out of alignment thing that wants to be heard, and it can't get back on itself. It's like a bicycle that's lost a wheel. It can't do it for itself. It needs you to notice the wheel's lost. Oh, here's the wheel. Put it on, and then ride the bike and bike happy.
Mm.
Same with your body.
Hmm.
So Lee,
Hmm.
thank you so much. Let's bring it to a close then. We've done a few rounds there, and it looks
Yeah.
like you've had some epiphanies and definite changes, which has been. How do you feel?
Yeah, no, I just love it's really helpful, when you're guiding.
Yes.
And the more and more we practice ourselves, the better and better it gets.
Yes, yes, it's a state of being. I show you how to get started in this stuff, but
Hmm.
I don't need you to need me. You don't need me. I'm not your guru or anything. I'm just showing you the ropes. And then it's up to you whether you use it or not in your life, in your body, in your soul, on your terms.
Hmm.
And this came to me in an epiphany when I was 30, when I was awoken, as they say. Um, And it came as a like a download. And even I didn't believe it for the first 2 or 3 years. But then testing it since 2000.
Mhm.
Uh, and you were actually one of the first people who went through my program in
Yes.
2016.
Yeah. And actually, that's probably something to say, because I was suffering really badly. Like, I nearly ended my life with that trigeminal pain. It was horrific. And, I sit here today without that pain and yet know that there are groups of people that have trigeminal neuralgia who are experiencing the same feeling I am and that they're still there now. But this has helped so, I mean, yeah, I don't have it. I'm completely free of it. I
Um,
don't have it at all. No pain.
they're wonderful. I've done my job.
Absolutely.
But
Yeah.
I've given you the ropes, and naturally, well, you've done the job.
Mm,
You've done the realizations and the actions that's needed, and let it go, because some people suffer for forever, as you know, as you're
yeah.
saying, and they're not open to something like this. And
Hmm.
this is only one way. I do believe there are unlimited ways to heal, so
Yeah.
it doesn't appeal to everybody, just who it does appeal to.
Hmm.
But you've done it, allowed yourself to let go and found someone like me. Yeah, fantastic. I'm just
Hmm.
thrilled to bits and so happy to see you without it, um, and to have been there for you, Lee. It's just incredibly touching and honoring
Thank you.
so that you wouldn't be here now. And now you're smiling and you haven't killed me yet. Still likely. Um, it's very, very, very heart touching. So
Mhm.
thank you so much, Lee. Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
sweetheart. And yeah, keep going for today. So just to recall, um, your skin likes touch. So keep letting your skin be touched in the way that you're happy for that to happen. Remind yourself of what you want. Keep doing the 4 actions. You don't have to do anything about that tangled feeling and the heavy and the blocking. Be with it.
Mhm.
Be with it. Be with it. And then do the 4 actions and then add your helpers, add your power statements. Um, or just breathe. Just be with it and breathe and wait. Fantastic. Thank you so much for letting me guide you through. And
Thank
this
you.
and wonderful. Thank you so much.